Hey guys, Shadylikeatree here, and welcome into Reminiscing with Shady, episode 49. This is Madden 2005, and this is, I think, the fourth Madden that I've played in total and demonstrated for you guys, but Madden is one of my favorite video game franchises. I owned it every year from Madden 1999 until about Madden 2006 was the last year that I got it every year, and then I owned 09, 2010, 2011, and 2012. I've skipped 2013, and I will be picking up Madden 25 sometime around Christmas time. But I had a little different gameplay for you guys, and this is one of the reasons why this is probably my favorite Madden of all time. Is these drills that I'm showing you, and these drills are in the franchise mode. It's called Training Camp is the kind of mode, I guess, and the idea is that you do these drills and you win trophies, and your trophies give you a certain amount of stat points, and this is before you could edit players in franchise mode, and you could give you certain stat points, and you could raise your players' abilities and make them better and make your team better. There were some kind of downfalls to this game mode, but before I get into any of that, Madden 2005 was released on August 9th, 2004. As always, it was developed by EA Sports, or EA Tribune, I should say, and also published by EA Sports. It was released on GameCube, PlayStation 2, Xbox, PlayStation 1, DS, Windows, and Game Boy Advance. No, this is my favorite Madden because in franchise mode, as I said before, this was a way to level up your players. And in previous episodes of Reminiscing with Shady, I've talked about how I like to build teams and how I like to make teams and create teams. Well, in Madden, for me, it was all about starting out with a really bad team where I had maybe one or two players I actually wanted on the team, and then going through a couple years of drafts and picking good players. As you can see here, I'm using a guy that I drafted a year or two before this in the franchise, and he's now my top cornerback, and I'm just trying to improve him here. But one of the things that this kind of did, or this, and right here you can see how I can increase his attributes. This was actually, he was the rookie. This was a rookie. This wasn't my top guy at the time. So this might have been from an earlier year. But he later became one of my top players. So one of the things that this did, though, this had a lot of negative effects on the game. It took away a lot from skill and made natural ability more important, which I think was a good thing, but I think that's why it was eventually taken out, and I think 2008 was the year it was not included, it was included, but you couldn't get skill points from that. Because in the drafts, what I would do is I would maybe not draft the best player, but I would draft the guy with high speed, because the only attribute you can really not change is speed. You can change agility, you can change strength on certain players, you can change acceleration, catching ability, jumping ability, all of that you can change, but you can't make a player faster. So I would always tend to draft faster players who maybe weren't as good at catching the ball, weren't as good of jumpers, because I could always take them into this drill or take them into the defensive drill or the running back drill, and I could supplement their other attributes over the course of a couple years, and I could make them on par with that player at time of draft in those speeches. But because he was faster, because he had more awareness, and also because of the natural development of the players, they got better quicker. And also, having speed on the football field back in these days was really, really important. So that was kind of one of the reasons why I really like this Madden, and this Madden kind of added the defensive hit stick, as you see me using here. And I really like that, and I miss it because it doesn't have the impact that it once did. I haven't played, like I said, haven't played Madden 25 yet. Maybe it will be back, maybe it won't, but this is one of those things where I just liked it because it just felt right to hit a guy with a hit stick. It just felt like a really hard-hitting tackle. And you can manipulate the defenders a little bit and manipulate the fullback. You'll see the fullback come into play here in a later level as I screw up right there. But yeah, this was a fun game, and you could build really deep franchises, and a lot of the players that I grew up watching and kind of idolized, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, are in this game. those kind of players from the Baltimore, because I was always a Cincinnati Bengals fan, and this was about the time the Bengals started improving. They're leading the NFL, or their league, or their conference right now, AFC North. But back in the day, they didn't used to be really good, and this is kind of when they became better. Was right after this. So I mean, this was kind of like the turning point. Because when the Bengals were bad, I would build teams. Now that the Bengals are good, I generally just play with them how they are, and I make them better because I'm a good GM. The gameplay of this is really, really kind of innovative. Madden, I want to say 2004 through 2008, a lot changed in the game, mostly because of the next gen, but also because they just tried a bunch of new things, and every year it seemed like they added some new feature that was completely worth it. And this was no different. These training camps were no different. Franchise mode improved. They added in build a player in 2006 where you could actually be drafted. So all of these things were improved upon, and they were good things to have. And so that's why this game, and then I also have I plan to do an episode of 2004, because there's certain things in that game that I like, that they introduced, that I liked, and all the gameplay from 2004 and 2005 is very similar. Because the PlayStation 2 was nearing the end of its life cycle, and they were very similar. And so I'm going to show you some actual full gameplay from that one. That one probably won't be until like episode 58 or something like that. I have a few other things I want to get to before that. But Madden is just one of my favorite franchises, as I said, of all time. And here you just watch me destroying this running back and getting the job done. I'm kind of curious as to what you think of the Madden franchise, for those of you that have played, for those of you that haven't. Like I said, I have a lot of fun with it. I still play Madden 12, even though it's 2 years old, and I got my PS4 already and all that. I'm gonna play it, and play it until I probably can't play it anymore. I'm gonna hold on to Madden 12, I think, just because it'll only bring like 50 cents at GameStop or wherever. But to me, I would probably end up paying $1 for it down the line anyway. So I'm just gonna hold on to it. As I am most of my games, or, well, really all of my games that I still have. But yeah, so I just wanted to take the time out and just say that this game is well done, and the franchise had taken a turn for the worse kind of after, I want to say, 2006's version really just kind of went downhill a little bit, and I think they've finally caught back up to where they needed to be at this point. But this has been episode 49 of Reminiscing with Shady, Madden 2005, which also featured Ray Lewis on the cover. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of Reminiscing with Shady, and I'll see you next time. Take care.